Well, welcome to the Monday Money Tip podcast presented by Fully Funded Life. My name is Joe Sangle. We are fired up to help you prosper on Monday, the day before Independence Day in America.
America Day.
What do they call it in Britain? The people they joke, National Treason Day, I think they call it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, something like that. Like they jokingly say it, kind of, But you know what? They're our great friends now. It's kind of weird. It's July 4th coming up.
Yep, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Lots of fireworks, lots of things going to happen. And we're recording this a little early. So what do you typically do for July 4th? Oh, by the way, this is the voice. If you're listening, it is the person you're seeing on your screen if you're watching on YouTube of Megan Hibbard, the one and only, my podcast co-host.
That's right.
What do you guys typically do for July 4th?
It varies. Sometimes we go to the lake, although sometimes I feel like days, like holidays like this, is like everyone and their brothers out on the lake, and so it gets a little bit crazy. But we definitely love to do fireworks. So we've been letting Logan stay up. I think last year was his first year. We let him stay up and watch fireworks.
They don't scare him?
Well, he uses headphones, and that's help. He really doesn't love loud sounds. But yeah, he uses headphones, and we usually just sit in our driveway and watch them because they're like everywhere all around us.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
Let other people burn their money, literally.
Yeah, we'll do like sparklers and some stuff with them,
Yep.
but we usually don't go
I
all
typically
out.
buy a few maybe a 6-pack of the ones that go up high in the air. And then some sparklers and snakes. Did you ever use snakes?
No.
Where you light them and they kind of make a little black snake. They grow out of there. You've never done those? Oh, Logan would like those.
Should we go get those now?
Yeah, you should get some snakes. And then you can get, but they leave a black mark, so you want to put it on like a piece of plywood or a stone. It's preferred a stone. You can also
Is that like a
do
big,
the little snappers.
Yeah, we
You know,
done
the
those.
snappers, the poppers. It's awesome. It's great. We'd love to hear how you guys celebrate July 4th, wherever you're at. And we're going to talk about July this month. Last month was so much fun. We went road tripping. And now this month, we're going to focus on what we shared in the fishing one about the tackle box. We're going to put some helpful things in the tackle box. What's that?
Yep. So we're talking about money principles. So this month we're going to go through several money principles. So if you're just starting out in your financial journey, or if you're at the top of the fully funded life ladder, these principles can help you. And so today we're going to focus on the principle: you cannot prosper if you do not save.
Now, you said it correctly. You cannot prosper.
Cannot.
But for some reason, I like to say it where I emphasize every word individually. And my word and my Google Doc, they try to smash can and not together to cannot.
Cannot.
Cannot. But I like to say you cannot. I like to pronounce both ends individually, not slurred together. You cannot prosper if you do not save. Maybe it's because do and not are not merged. So you can't prosper if you don't save. Maybe it's a faster way to say it. Maybe I should say it. You can't prosper if you don't save.
There you go.
Mom always says, you can't prosper if you don't save. That's what Forrest Gump said. I made it up. Okay, so I thought, when we're starting this out, we could have some funnies. You
Yes.
ready for some funnies?
Some funnies.
We actually were researching this and had fun.
we did
There
have
were
fun.
several things that were too drawn out, long, but still funny. There were others that were like, that's kind of funny, but probably not appropriate. There were other ones that were, I was like, why are these listed as funny?
Yeah,
They're not funny.
They were funny.
But these are kind of funny.
These are funny.
So I'll let you read the first one.
Okay. The only exercises I've done this month is run out of money.
There we go. I like it. The only exercise I've done this month is run out of money. Can I get an amen? All right. Here's another one. Money talks, but all mine ever says is goodbye. Oh, you ready? Read the next one.
I always borrow money from a pessimist. They'll never expect it back.
Oh, I love it so much. Pessimist, get it? Opposite of optimist. They'll never expect to get it back. So borrow money from them. I love it. That's great. Here's another one. Person 1 said, I found a way of saving money. Person 2 said,
How?
Person 1 said, I run behind the bus to work every day and save $1.50. And person 2 said,
Why don't you run behind a taxi? You would save $10.
There we go. I love that one because it's so funny. Because when you go to these grocery stores that have membership things, it's like a 2 liter of Coke is like $9. But if you use our card, it's $1.50. And then they have the audacity to print at the bottom of the receipt that I saved $7.50 today. I'm like, no, I didn't. This is the equivalent of going to the department store and they mark everything up double and then give it to me for half off.
That's
and then
true.
tell me I saved it.
They do that.
And they do that because they know this word I'm saving. As I've had many people say, you know, when they said, I went shopping today and I saved $225. I'm like, you keep saving money like that, you going broke. Yep, right. So we thought it would be kind of fun to kick it off because we're going to talk about a principle here that's kind of tough, saving money. Have to fight for that. But you can't prosper if you don't. You can't if you don't. So I'm not blurring. I'm not. Or you cannot prosper if you do not save. Which way do you like it? Do you like it if I do staccato? You cannot prosper if you do not save? Or do you like it when I blur it together? You can't prosper if you don't save. Which one do you like best?
It's hard to take you seriously with that
I'm
accent.
asking seriously.
I feel like for you, the staccato, if you
Staccato.
will, it fits your personality better.
I'm gonna come out with Country Joe sayings. Country money.
Country Joe.
Country Joe money. Joe money. My last name's gonna be Money.
Joe
It's gonna be
Money.
Country Joe money. And Country Joe money's gonna say you can't prosper if you don't save. You can't if you don't. Okay, ready? So let's help some people here. And we were going to talk about when we were writing this, we thought it was good to say we did some series that actually they turned out great. I think they're great, and I think our audience liked them a lot. And it was this or that, or it was almost like a game of would you rather. And so we kind of came up with some this or that's or would you rathers. So I'm going to ask you one, and then you're going to ask me one. Okay. So let me ask you the first one. You ask me the second one. You ready?
Yep.
So if you're listening, I want you to ask yourself this. Is it better, this or that, would you rather, is it better to have zero debt with zero savings or some debt with lots of savings? Okay, so we're comparing zero debt, no savings, some debt with lots of savings. Which would you choose?
Probably some debt with lots of savings.
Yeah. Like, I think it's important to think about that. Like, if you have no debt but no savings, one thing we know, you're going to end up with debt. You life's going to happen. It's going to cost money. You have nothing to pay for it.
Yeah.
No extra. So I would rather have a little bit of debt and a lot of savings. And I call that being net debt free. You could be debt free in a snap of the fingers, but you're choosing to keep margin because margin allows you to have options.
Yeah.
Really important. Okay. So now you ask me
Yep.
the next one, this or that, or would you rather?
Okay. Is it better to invest every available dollar or keep substantial money in savings?
So it's invest every dollar or put it all in savings. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Just build substantial amount in savings? I'm kind of torn on that one. Well, I would say it
tricky.
depends. It depends on where I'm at on the ladder. So if I'm up at rung 7 or 9, or rung 6, 7, 8, 9, then I would rather invest every available dollar because I had substantial savings built up, right? Rung number 5, 3 months minimum. But if I'm down, maybe at rung 5 working on building that savings, then I might invest enough to get the company match, which is rung 3, and put everything in savings, every extra dollar into savings until I build substantial savings. So I think the answer to that is it depends on where I'm at on the ladder. Depends on how I see it because my perspective shifts as I go up the ladder. Okay, so let me tell you a story. Can I tell you a story? It's time for story time
With Joe.
with Joe. Or should we tell story time with Country Joe Money?
Oh, gosh.
No, we're not going to do that. That would be fun. But I want to tell you the story. Should I do it? This is unplanned. I'm going to tell you a story, Megan, about the super duper budgeters. No.
I don't think
That's
people
my
will be able to
normal voice,
listen
actually.
the whole time.
No, I'm going to tell you. I can't keep it up. And it will go off the rails. So I want to tell you a story about super duper budgeters. You ready?
Ready.
Real people. They have budgeted for a solid 40 years. They have prepared budgets. I've not known them for these 40 years. Okay. But they, and I believe them that they have budgeted for 40 years. They say they've budgeted for a solid 40 years. I believe that. They have planned every single dollar. I mean, just to the dollar, maybe probably to the penny. Okay. They showed up at retirement in very bad shape financially. Why?
Because they didn't invest.
Because they didn't prioritize savings. And because they never prioritized savings, they never even got to the step of investing. And it was always, hey, we're going to give every dollar name. We're going to be very intentional with it. But they lacked knowledge of this principle that we're trying to share today, that you can not prosper if you do not save. I mean, you've got to know this principle. If you're listening to this while you're running, if you're listening to this while you're working out, you're listening to this while you're doing the laundry, you listen to this while you're sitting at your desk, while you're driving, I just want you to just say it with me. You can't say it. I cannot prosper if I do not save. And here's what I want you to hear. Savings is hard. I mean, don't pretend that it's easy. It's not easy. There's 1,000,001 things that you could spend your money on. 1,000,001 things competing for your attention, for your energy, and for your money. And just like you have to be very strong in defending of your time, you must defend your dollars. And you have to know the principle. If you don't know what margin does for you, if you don't know what savings does for you, you're less likely to prioritize it because you're not really connecting the dots. So why am I so fiercely saying, because I'm aggressively, I'm not passive aggressively saying it, I'm aggressively saying it, that you cannot prosper if you don't save. So let's talk about the value that saving brings to you, what it provides for us.
Yep.
So
All right.
share some things.
Yep. So the first one is margin. So space in between you and life events.
Yeah. So margin is space. I mean, when we think about margin, I just automatically just kind of, I breathe different. I think different. When I have margin means I have time in my calendar to think instead of running to the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, next thing. You know those blessed moments when you get like an hour of uninterrupted anything?
No.
No. Says a mom of 3, 4 and under. So, but you remember, like, if you get those moments, it's just like, it's so good. You hear that margin? Like, it's like peace invades you. And that's what margin does. That's what savings provides you. It allows you to have margin. What else does it give you?
Yep. So peace of mind.
There we go. It's the next thing, that peace. Reduced financial worry and anxiety. Raise your hands if you want less anxiety and worry about money.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not saying that margin takes it away. Savings does not take it away, but it definitely reduces it. Okay? Next one.
Yep. Opportunity.
Yes, and I get to say my favorite phrase. You get to pounce like a puma when you have savings on deals. A lot of times we think about savings, especially when we're struggling and we're broke and we're starting out at ground level. We're not even on the ladder yet to a fully funded life. And we think of savings as only protection. It helps me pay for the broken car, the broken appliance, the medical bill, the surprise thing. But what we miss is the fact that we're missing out on opportunities. The ability to buy that house that we could flip and make some money on or turn into a rental, the opportunity to buy into that business. You know, you're thinking about that when you're trying to make it to Thursday and payday.
Right.
Yeah.
Good.
It gives us opportunity. There's unity in the word opportunity. I don't know what that means. I just see it with my eyes. And
We tried
you
so
can't
hard.
unsee it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's unity and opportunity, and I don't know what that means. But I thought I would share that.
Yep. All right. The next one is hope. So belief that your bigger dream will one day get fully funded.
Yeah. So savings provides hope. And isn't hope an awesome thing?
Yep.
That I hope that this thing will be better. I hope that this dream will come true. I hope that we'll be able to go do that. I hope that we can go on that trip. I hope we can buy a house someday or that house someday. Hope. And Hope is that thing. Springtime is always that season of renewal. As I'm recording this podcast, my twin brother called me this morning. He was all excited. He was out turkey hunting, sitting in the woods and acting like a tree, just sitting against a tree. And a a female deer, Ray, a drop of golden sun, walked up to him with a brand new fawn, a single fawn. And the fawn was so young, he could barely walk. And he walked to within 5 feet of him and just sat staring at him. And while he was holding up his iPhone videoing it, it was staring at him. How awesome is that?
Yeah.
And so spring is that season of renewal, and it's so cute, and it's a great moment, and it gives hope. There's new beginnings. And when you get savings, it's almost like springtime comes into your finances. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden, you're looking at the trees of dreams, and you see leaves budding out. And it's like, ooh, there might be hope for this happening after all.
Yeah.
Like right now, Jenny and I kind of have a dream. She has more of a dream than me of owning a beach house someday. She loves the beach. I love the mountains. But I like the beach when there's golf nearby and deep sea fishing.
That's all.
So, and I do like hearing the waves, and I like finding shark teeth. So I'll spend all my day sifting sand to find shark teeth. And my favorite place I've ever found shark teeth, Pensacola Beach. I found 77 shark teeth in one day. Made me a little nervous about swimming for some reason. But here's what I would just tell you. It's very important to have hope, and hope helps us stick with good financial decisions. And if you can't prosper, if you don't save, well, then here's the deal. Save. And then you get all these things. You get margin, you get peace of mind, you get opportunity with the word unity in it, and you get to have hope. Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
And I always like to say this: hope puts a hop in your step, and hop is in the middle of the word hope. It's just the way I see words.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever's going to appear right here. I got mind powers. That's from a movie. I forget which one it is. It's a comedy. I've got mind powers. Wasn't it in Christmas Story maybe? When he solved the crossword puzzle?
You definitely quote Christmas Story a lot.
Yeah.
So there's a great chance.
So we thought we'd wrap it up. Oh, well, wait, I wanted you to share a story.
Yeah.
About saving. You guys saved money.
Yeah, I actually am changing my story there.
Okay, change your story.
I thought about it.
That's great. It's going to be a new story for me then.
New story. Story time with Megan.
Ding, ding.
I don't know. Was that like the doctor's in?
Yeah. Ding, ding.
So, because we had savings, we had this margin, this peace of mind, this opportunity presented itself for hope. I'm just kidding. I was trying to make all the words come together. But to go on a trip to Honduras with Jordan's family. And so my husband grew up scuba diving. It's a passion of his. He loves it.
I didn't know that.
Yep. So he, because they grew up in the Philippines and Indonesia, like it's just, they did it like every weekend. Like it's a big passion for their whole family. So when this trip came up, they asked me and then my brother-in-law, both of us outsiders in the family, not scuba certified, if we wanted to get scuba certified. And so I'm like, okay. Also like me, I'm worst case scenario. So scuba in ocean, 60 feet down. Sharks.
Here comes the shark.
Air, lack of air. You have to go up slow when shark attack. Like it's not good. So I decided to do it, push through, because it's one of Jordan's dreams to take me scuba diving. And so I wanted to help fulfill said dream. And so got scuba certified, but with scuba certification comes a cost,
Yeah.
You have to pay for it. So because we had margin, we were able to do that. Because we had margin, we were able to go on our trip to Honduras. We were able to enjoy it. We were able to, I did scuba in Honduras. We did swim with a whale shark. If you have never seen a whale shark, you should Google it.
Go to Atlanta.
Or go to the Atlanta Aquarium.
Unbelievable.
They're ginormous. They're like multiple size school buses.
The good news is they eat things that you can't even hardly see with the naked eye.
Yeah. But because of this, like we had this amazing trip where we got to do all these great things because we had the margin to pay for it, to be able to do it. And it wasn't even a question of like, I don't think we can do that. Like, I don't think we can, afford to do that. When did we have Logan? Mid 2016, maybe?
That's awesome.
So we've been to Puerto Rico with his family as well. We did that with Logan. Trying to think.
You know what you're going
Those
to have
are
to come to grips with one day?
Taking 3 kids
He's
somewhere.
he's gonna want to send all 3 of your kids 60 feet down with
I know.
scuba, and you're gonna have your kids down there.
It is
So
terrifying.
at least
yeah.
you'll be down there with them.
Well, luckily, Jordan's dad was like a dive master for a long time.
Yeah.
And so there's nobody I really feel safer with than like Jordan and his dad together.
That's
Great
awesome.
combo.
So it allowed you to do an adventure together.
Yeah,
and make
fulfill
memories.
a dream. You
That's
know,
awesome.
like
and you saw a whale shark. Come
I
on.
never would have had the dream to see a whale shark or to scuba dive.
See,
but
it's
got to do
awesome when
these
your
things.
spouse. That's one of the great things about being married is they push you to do things you would never do by yourself. It'd be awesome.
It was an opportunity I never even had, but was able to do it because we had margin.
That's awesome. Thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome.
So let's give everybody 3 fast tips on how to save money.
Yes.
We're running out of time, but let's talk number 1, 2,
All
and
right.
3, and then we'll explain maybe 1 or 2 of them.
Yep. Okay. So number 1, bonus or refund.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, sell something. Number 3, work overtime or a side job.
Yeah. So these are the top 3 ways people build margin. And we know we're in some ways stating the obvious. You know, use a bonus or a refund instead of using it to pay off debt. Build your savings. Get your margin. Sell something. Is there something stuck in the garage, or even worse, you have a storage unit that you pay for every month with stuff that you don't even know what's in there?
Yeah.
Could you sell all that stuff and stop paying the monthly bill for the storage unit? And another thing is work overtime or a side job. Not forever, but for the goal of setting up margin. And here's the final word that I want you to know. You will have to fight to get margin. If you don't have it, you're going to have to fight to get it. And the word fight is real. It feels like a fight. But here's things that surprise people who've never had savings is once you get it, you'll have to fight to keep it.
Yeah.
You have to fight to keep it because old habits die hard. And once you have some money, yes, maybe you've changed and maybe you got good behavior going on, but every now and then you might backslide
Yeah.
and you might spend the money, or life will happen and try to take it away from you. And so we really encourage you to think about this principle that you cannot prosper if you do not save. Don't work your whole lifetime only to end up near retirement age having never saved anything. We want you to prosper. We want you to be able to fund dreams all the way to and through retirement. Savings allows you to do so with peace of mind. Hey, we encourage you to check out Fully Funded Life. You can check it out at fullyfunded.life. We have courses that go in detail on how to save money, the benefits of saving money, and how to make this living and practical in your life. So I encourage you to check it out, fullyfunded.life. We'll have a link in the show notes as well. And it's an honor to be able to serve you guys and help you, each of you, live your fully funded life. Have a great week and happy Independence Day, everybody.